Well, some of the members of the SABC 8 are currently being cross-examined in Parliament as the ad hoc committee continues well into last night. Thandeka Qubule, Vuya Mvoku, Kirivani Pillay and Lucanio Kalata delivered bleak statements about their experiences of being oppressed and censored at the SABC. The four have been called to testify at the ad hoc Parliamentary SABC board inquiry going into late hours last night. Now, these employees were axed by the directive of the group COO, Hlaudi Motsoeneng. After a court battle, they were reinstated except for Mvoko, who was fired separately at a later time and continues fighting his case.
We chose to stand up because we felt that our newsroom had become a source of derision, despair, and criticism from the people we are fundamentally accountable to, and that is the South African public. If we didn't stand up, the costs of not defending an independent public broadcaster would be insurmountable.
You cannot imagine, honorable members, what we have been through just to sit here with you. To make it alive to this point has been a trial of the nerves. But here we are, by God's grace, talking to you about what has happened in that newsroom. An independent media, ladies and gentlemen, is not a luxury. It is not an extra that can be dispensed with when the executive arm of the state wills it.
Their actions had nothing to do with the conspiracies that they were being accused of. They were being persecuted for their courage to speak against indiscretions that no journalist ought to put up with. I went home that evening very troubled, and I decided to write that piece. The piece, within the limitations imposed by 900 words, sought to give a historical context to what is currently happening at the SABC.
But at a time when the tide seems to be against Hlaudi Motsoeneng, here's a look at what his achievements have been at the public broadcaster. Firstly, his decision to introduce 90% local music quota empowered and gave opportunity to local artists. Secondly, he's credited by many for working tirelessly towards bringing transformation at the public broadcaster. And he's said to have created opportunities to local production houses when only a few were riding the gravy train. And finally, he's said to have brought financial stability to the public broadcaster. But then what is going against Hlaudi Motsoeneng? His high-handed attitude did not win him any friends. He's accused of ignoring the need to adhere to established processes, and he in fact has made several enemies at the SABC by acting against vested interests.